loves. So today I wanted to talk about why I use a wheelchair if I am able to walk. So I've made like a little post about this on my Instagram before, but I've noticed recently like I've had a DM or two that's been a little bit odd. I want to talk about it because I'm also seeing a lot of like ableism online, and I don't know whether it's intended ableism or not, but either way it's ableism. So there was like recently award shows, and like at the Grammys there was someone who had crutches and then she could walk without crutches like a few minutes later, and I was like, oh my god, she's faking it. And then I'm seeing people who use wheelchairs and like they can walk without the wheelchair and they can get out of their wheelchair and do things, and people are like, oh my god, they're faking it, they don't need a wheelchair, blah, 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 blah. So I just want to talk about it, and I don't think I owe an explanation to anybody for why I use a wheelchair if I can walk, but I want to talk about it for the people that are completely just uneducated and don't know why people use mobility aids if they're completely fine with walking. So I'm diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed a few months ago. I have struggled for a very long time with the symptoms of it and only got my diagnosis recently. There is like over 200 symptoms of fibromyalgia, so I can't like spot and tell you what every single one is, but the worst ones for me is literally head to toe insane amounts of pain, mostly in my knees and back. So walking when you have knees that just constantly feel absolutely awful, not the one. I also suffer with extreme dizziness, fatigue, nausea. So when I'm standing up for longer than like 2 minutes, I start to get dizzy, I feel sick, I get a headache, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna faint. So if you imagine that's just me standing up, imagine me walking around for minutes to hours at a time. Going to places like shopping centres or supermarkets or just any form of walking that's not around the house, it is awful. So around the house I use my cane, which makes it a lot easier, but still not great, and a lot of the time I need my boyfriend to help me. When we're out in public, I've tried going without my wheelchair and just going with the cane or just using no mobility aid at all, and it is absolute hell and I just can't get around. The wheelchair is literally the only way I can go out and enjoy my life like normally out in public like everybody else. Obviously when I'm in the wheelchair my other symptoms are still there, but I'm able to have a better quality of life when I'm in the wheelchair. So when I'm in the wheelchair I don't feel dizzy, my nausea is not so bad. I will feel fatigue, but not on the same level that I am without the chair. The chair has literally saved my life, I'm not gonna lie. Me and my boyfriend, like for a long period of time, weren't able to go out because I'd be out for a few minutes and just feel like I was gonna die like immediately. And with that wheelchair we can now go out for hours at a time and I don't have to worry about my symptoms as much as I did before. I don't have to worry about walking or feeling like I'm gonna pass out just from being in my chair. Please ignore the mess behind there. The Pepsi addictions. Something. I need the caffeine, okay? I'm disabled. I think it's very important for people to understand that not every wheelchair user is confined to their wheelchair, and anyone suffering with a chronic illness / disability and so on, wheelchairs can be an absolute lifesaver mentally and physically for them. I would have absolutely no social life without my wheelchair. I wouldn't leave the house without it because I'm just incapable to. Walking around the house sometimes is a problem, but it's not accessible for the wheelchair. So it's like when I'm in the house, I'm mostly confined to the bedroom, just because I rely on that wheelchair so much to help my quality of life. Basically all I can think of to say at the minute. I just want to finish it by saying please respect people who use mobility aids that can still walk. You never know what somebody is going through. You know, like, illnesses don't always show up physically. Not every illness is going to be visible, and immediately judging someone because they look healthy or they look okay is not a good thing to do. And I know I don't blame anybody if in the past they've done this, because I've definitely been guilty of it. But I think it's a very important thing to start recognizing if you judge anybody for their mobility aids, if they look healthy, like, correct yourself and know that you have no idea what is going on in their life. You have no idea what pain they're going through, or how many doctors and hospital visits they go through a week, or what medication they're on, what is going through their head at any moment in time. You have absolutely no clue what is going on in their life and why they need that mobility aid. And it's very, very, very important to, if you catch yourself judging, which is natural, to just be like, oh wait, I shouldn't judge, like, I don't know what's going on in their life. And no one's gonna blame you if your brain just immediately goes, oh my god, like, they can walk, they don't need that. But it's, what matters is recognizing that you're doing it and being like, okay, I don't know anything about them, so I'm not gonna say anything. It's when you say it out loud that becomes a problem, or you say it to their face as well, even worse. Just don't comment on it, keep it to yourself, and remind yourself you have no idea what the hell is happening for why they need that. Thank you. And I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and goodbye.